I'm broken system, broken trust, and I approve this message.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
All right, guys, let's I guess we can do this real quick. Bang, there we go.
I almost started my whole booze and body cam spiel because I got distracted. Hello and welcome, everybody. Sorry, it's your show. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a sweet story. This is not booze and body cam. This is just me being a cultivator of content on the internet. So last night at about, I want to say midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I grabbed my YouTube shovel and rake and I went to the fields of YouTube to harvest content. Now, I don't know Big Mike Audits from, I don't know, Big G Audits, if that guy's even still alive at this point. He was streaming to 3 people, me being the 4th, and I proceeded to get him to lose his mind. He did pay me a very, very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Genuine compliment. And we'll get to that when we play the video. But yeah, I get him to, not to spoil it, but I get him to fully support Chili. I get him to fully support and try to defend News Now Houston, which
my goodness, that was crazy, right? I saw that part and I'm like, he's defending News Now Houston?
He goes off the rail.
A pedophile.
Yeah, just he's a felon. Yeah, I'm not saying that he said that during the stream.
Surprise.
I know he's in the frauditing community. He's a felon. Shocker. He's just going to make a bunch of really, 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 really bad points. Irish Dublin, I see you over there on Twitch. I see you. I appreciate you. But yeah, we're just going to go for, I guess we're going to go for this and you're going to hit play, but
I am.
It was 50, or no, it was like an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and a half, yeah.
I trimmed off a little bit of the beginning that I missed and the end after I went to bed because I had shit to do. And then I sped it up so that we're not sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes.
I would like to point out that the chat is saying that the Dexter cam looks very good tonight.
Yeah, I got my nice, you can't see it now because this only streams in like 720.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice $180 4K camera, and Dexter got my hand-me-down. That's been my tried and true camera forever, but it is much, 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 much better than his $20 Walmart because the box was open camera. So hopefully I want the spooky corner. I thought I fixed it with the light or the candle.
No,
but it somehow made it creepier. It's like Halloween all the time back there.
Yes. We need to get Dexter a white blanket so we can see him. Speaking of, just so my chat knows, and K-Far's chat you, just like a Booze and Body Cams episode, if anybody supports either of our channels while we are live, these beautiful doggos will get a milk bone on air. We got both of mine here today. There's Xena. There's Ava.
Yeah. If you guys give Dexter things, he'll get treats.
Ava is batting her eyes at the camera right now. Just for
I'm going to be drinking 2 of these today because if you guys didn't see my community post, I did go running yesterday, ran 3 miles, and my calves actually, I was so dehydrated, wanted to detach themselves from my body and slowly walk home without me. So we're going to be drinking water and fancy things from Costco to hydrate myself and not drink as much.
Eat some bananas. There's potassium in there. I hear you have a whole bag of bananas there.
I hate bananas, and I'm currently doing a 36-hour fast because reasons.
Okay.
Because I hate myself.
It happens. Let me know when you want me to hit the buttons.
I did get this fancy cup from Mrs. K-Far.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy. It's my new drinking cup for today. Yeah, just go when you're ready.
All right, let's do this.
My thumbnail, you'll notice I've been getting comments. And I felt the need to address the comment that's pinned at the top here. And all the stupid stuff that stupid people say. Let's see. How's that? That's a little better, huh? Oh, yeah. Got us.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted, like, it's your show tonight, so I don't want to.
Well, we can stop for a hot second. Honestly, you watch this, how much he stops and just goes, we could probably talk right over him. Would probably increase the quality of the stream, honestly.
Could you
Here,
make
Dexter.
his stream
wanna make,
small so we can see the dogs?
Let me see if I can do this.
There
Bang.
you go. There you
I know what I'm doing.
There's one.
The vegetarian carnivore for $1.99. Treats, I'm assuming that's for doggy.
4 doggies. Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Gore doggies. Sounds like a
Gore doggies.
2025 Screamo band. There we go. All right. And then we'll well, I would say we'll bring Dexter up, but you just see his butt.
Dexter.
There you go, my dude.
Places, please.
Yeah, now he's got that. He doesn't ever want to actually be where he belongs. All right. Here we go.
I got me a crybaby snitch. So
Crybaby snitch, he says.
So this dude here, Nuvinic. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nuvinic, 88 dude here, man, found a real douchebag in these comments here. Man, this dude here has claimed he's gone out of his way to forward the link to the DA in Monroe County. Oh, trust me, the DA has already returned my calls. This dude is, see, you don't think that
Can we pause it just because I feel the need to say this? Don't go harass Big Mike Audits.
No, yeah.
Don't go harass this man. He's mid-40s. He doesn't seem like a terrible guy.
That's what I was going to say too. He seems like an okay guy, just ill-informed.
That's
kind of dumb.
That's why I stuck around as long as I could, trying to talk some sense into him. But he had, I believe you saw his name was Rami or Tommy or something, just glazing him like a donut. The entirety of the stream, just talking absolute typical fraud or simp type comments.
Yeah.
Like I said, it seems like he just went down the wrong path in life and now this is his thing.
Well,
he doesn't seem like a terrible human being.
I think that he did not know anything about laws or laws or how the legal system works, the judicial system works, until he got arrested for a felony. And then he started to look into it. But when he Googled these things, it pointed him in the direction of people who were spreading misinformation.
I'm just going to point out. I was about to say chili. He brings up chili.
Yes.
And we'll get into that but yeah, chili's a big, he'll even start talking like Chili and bringing up words that Chili uses.
Yeah.
And I even told him not to.
He seems like a nice enough dude. We had a conversation on his comments about a bear. Like he'd seen a bear, and we had a nice back and forth.
Sunny D.
Yeah, we had a nice back and forth, and it was fine.
Most of this video without considering something of this nature happening. Boy, you people are stupid, aren't you? What this dude's going out of his way to do is he wants to get the mileage expanded.
I'm sorry to pause it again, but just about this guy he's talking about in his chat. If you are committing crimes online and somebody sends it to the DA, or if you're making threats to, say, I don't know, a judge on your live stream or in a chat, and somebody sends it to the authorities, don't be mad at them. Be mad at yourself for doing that thing.
Yeah, he gets into it a ton. And what this guy's talking about right now is he currently has a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's he'll go into a back child support. And this guy knows about the warrant and is trying to get the DA or court system to expand the pickup radius. Kind of what we want to do with BSBT and his warrant for Taylor.
Yeah.
He stays just outside the radius where they're like, well, we could, but we don't really have to, because it's normally like 50 and then like another increment and then statewide and then nationwide.
Yep.
I think he said it's like a $1,500 back child support warrant. 50 is probably as good as you're going to get. I mean, that's shitty for the kids and the baby mama, but like
for sure. Yeah.
That they are willing to come and get me on. And he thinks because I made a video that he can forward that video to them and that'll make them want to come and get me even more. Very highly unlikely, but even if they did, just so you know, that would be a retaliation on my First Amendment for making this video. Oh, because he made this video, let's go out of our way
That's not
to
why.
fix that, so we will go get.
That's not why they would be doing that. They would be doing it because you broke the law, you have a warrant, and they know where you are. It doesn't have anything to do with the words. It's not retaliatory. $5 word for him there, but it's not retaliatory because you broke the law and have a warrant, sir.
I've seen this a bunch of times, more on the sovereign citizen side, not so much the frauditor side, with this whole retaliation by the courts. If you make a video, basically, I wouldn't say fucking with the court, but I would say not taking the court serious or making a mockery of the court. That's not retaliation. That's, oh, you're not taking this as serious as you need to be, so we're going to expand the radius.
Yes. Yep, exactly.
This is killing me drinking.
You should have never given me control of the pause button because I have a lot to say about this dude.
Oh no, that's fine. I know we haven't done it since we covered that weird stoner guy like a long time ago, where it's more like this guy's talking and we're covering him talking.
Yeah.
I know booze and body cams. It's like, all right, let's watch it. We'll get it all out in one go and then we'll watch it for a bit. These are just constantly me like, wrong.
Yes.
Him. It's already set in stone, and they're not gonna change the mileage based on this crybaby's comments here. You know, oh, I'm sure the judge will consider his comic genius here at the next hearing. Doubt it. I'd be surprised if the judge even took the time to watch the video.
He'll watch it.
Oh, they might now, he says. Well, the link I just sent should help you out a bit. I hate to see you not get your wishes. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
and I come into the chat somewhere around
so,
here.
Basically.
And the thing is, he's like, well, the judge won't do anything because he doesn't like my video. But what he doesn't understand is the human condition. Yes, the judge is not supposed to use you talking shit about the judge in his rulings, right? But the judge is also human. And do you want to start off on the wrong foot with the judge? It doesn't seem like that's a good move to make, to me anyway. You want to be polite to the judge. You want to have a mutual respect with the judge. You want him to respect you, and you should respect him. And when you're starting off disrespecting him, why on earth would he respect you?
Yeah, like broken system, broken trust. I know it was further down the line, but Judge Slavin I feel like he didn't feel yay or nay towards broken system, broken trust until he made a bomb threat towards Judge Slavin. And it's like, yeah, that's going to leave a bad taste in the judge's mouth because they're like, oh, you want me like dead. Where this guy's like, oh, you're not taking the court, the law, the Constitution, or my bench serious.
Exactly. And Judge Slavin did the correct thing where he stepped down from that case and passed it off to another judge. But the other judge knows what happened. Like, she's not an idiot.
The other judge knows what happened. And I don't know if you know this, but my chat probably does. Judge Slavin's pretty like...
Oh, yeah. He's cool.
Judge Shackelford, I believe, is the chief judge of Taylor, the 23rd District. Mm-hmm. And she is just like, oh, you're a sovereign citizen? Oh, you want to make dumb shit? Go fuck yourself.
Yes, yeah.
So it's like he did a big dumb, and that's probably why he fled to a different state on the Davis jury trial.
Yeah. Is that fake broken systems, broken trust in here?
I have to assume. Let me go check.
I don't know. Is it funny?
And
is it a funny comment? Okay.
It's the good one.
I'd thanked him for being an awfully nice human being to go to somebody's YouTube channel that he may not like their comment and go out of their way to link up with the government to to try to get them to hurt me for my First Amendment activities. I mean, that's all they really do. That's all this dude's doing here, you know. And like I said, I thought about this long before I posted this video or made that phone call. I got this thing around my shoulder. I don't like it right there. Here we go. If they were to go out of their way to change how far they wanted to go to get me based on my video and this Uvinic guy, what is Uvinic? A bicycle transmission or something?
Do you want me to speed it up? You already sped it up, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I should have just left it at 1.65 speed. If you want to speed it up, like another, there's a lot of dead air in how he talks.
Yeah, it's so slow, man. And when he's reading, it's even worse because he has difficulty reading.
Again, don't go harass this guy.
Which, by the way, I also have difficulty reading sometimes, not gonna lie. Well, we have it paused. If you could make the doggos big. I see a gifted membership. Thank you, Charter70, for the gifted membership over there on my channel. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm all sorts of discombobulated because everything's backwards when you're hosting, and I'm used to hosting. So everything's backwards. There you go, Xena.
All right, Dex, here you go. There's some bananas. There you go, my dude.
I keep scrolling down, and I need to be scrolling up on the chat. Thank you very much for the gifted membership.
And bond or something, you know what I mean? Must be. So he's claiming he's forwarded my video to the DA in Monroe County, and it's not hey, just so you know, moron, it's not the DA that handles this. It's the friend of the court. It's a failure to appear for $1,500 back child support. That's all I owe. They're not going to spend $3,000 to come and arrest me for $1,500 just because you don't like my videos.
All right,
you're stupid, dude.
Pause it real quick. I know we're only 4 minutes in. We've paused it 12 times already. So remember this about how he has back child support and he just never showed up. Remember that for the end because it becomes relevant. And I don't know where he's currently at. I could probably watch Andre Sloan's video and find out a rough radius of where exactly he lives.
Somewhere in Michigan.
It ain't going to take no $3,000 to come get you. It's going to take an afternoon in a cop car.
And a tank of gas. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
the only people that you're hurting by not paying the $1,500 is your children. So why would you not just pay it? And I understand some people just don't have $1,500 lying around. Get a side gig. Get dog. I just had a dog here dog sitting. Dog sit some dogs. Get a side gig. Pay what you can, even if you can't pay the whole thing at the same time. Make an effort, dude. Just make an effort. You're hurting your children.
And I don't know why he's on here like trying to brag about it. Like, I wouldn't brag about not paying my child support, but that's on you.
Your kids don't deserve that, man. Your kids didn't do anything wrong.
Moron. The kind of idiots. What are you people thinking out there, man? I mean, really. I understand you guys are like bored and looking for somebody on YouTube to attack and stuff.
And this is where I get out my shovel.
It's not going to do you no good.
Do not attack this man. Do not attack him. Do not go to his channel and mention that he has sadness in his eyes. Do not go to his channel and mention his weight. Do not do that.
As my videos labeled built like a garbage bag filled with mashed potatoes.
Do not
That's a bad example.
Do not go to his channel and tell him that he looks like a grown-up Cartman. Okay? Don't do that.
Do as we say, not as we do.
It's not gonna work. It's really not. You know how many of you dummies turn in auditors, First Amendment content creators? You know how many of you people do that kind of stuff on a regular basis?
I feel like I should pull up. I'm gonna pull up just somewhere else so I can see what you're typing. By the way, he did not have the live chat replay up on his video. And so when I was watching this afternoon, I messaged him and asked him to turn it on. And we had a nice conversation. And he did end up turning it on, the live chat replay.
It clearly you have not noticed it has not made a difference.
Yeah, this is where he's like, it hasn't
Not
made a
one bit.
difference for frauditors turning them in. And I'm like, bet.
You know,
Now he's trying to read. Here we go.
Reading is hard.
has you mean has it? Has it what?
I put, has it? Question mark.
I mean, I hate to say it. I don't even think what we do is, I don't think what a majority of us do as First Amendment content creators really make a difference. Because one thing I've learned from watching this stuff is it doesn't matter. The government, the cops, the police, and people are going to do whatever they want. That's just all there is to that. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care about laws, rights, none of that jazz. Your stupid comments don't mean nothing, man. But you know, it does make a fella think. I mean, I honestly wouldn't put it past government with all the stupid stuff they already do. But I'd hate for this guy to get his hopes up and thinking he did something great. You know what I mean? I just can't let that slide. You know what I mean? Because you didn't do nothing great, bro. That's because they had something to be jailed about, more than likely. And I mean, let's face it. You can call cops and you can get anybody put in jail. Anybody
No,
can do that.
nope,
You know what I mean?
nope. Can't do that. That's not how that works. That's
So
not how
this
that
is-
works.
This is where the tide changed for me. 6 minutes into this video for him. He's already starting to lay his groundwork for an argument in case anyone shows up. Well, cops can just do whatever they want anyway, no matter what, and they can just throw anyone in jail because reasons. And it's just like, that's not how that works. And let me see here. Irish Dublin says, can we ask Elon to put BSBT on the next Starship? He might get lucky. Yeah, they might want to like save a monkey or something. They might just send BSBT.
So you said I can count several channels that no longer audit because they were turned in, and several who have been jailed. I personally caused 2 to be homeless, and this is where he's saying about
what's his nuts?
Yep.
Why am I drawing a blank? Jeremiah Payne,
Jeremiah Payne.
the guy who's on the streets of Nashville as we speak.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm going to try not to run into.
I think that'd be fun if we ran. We could
Because
audit him.
He hates me.
I think that would be amazing if we ran into Jeremiah
Threatened to
Payne.
sue me for defamation, which is weird because I just read his criminal history and he's wanted to fight me. And then that's when I play the video. Let me throw that video up real quick. Let me find it. I forgot if this was Kick. I think this was Kick. This was like one of his last. I saved it because I found it that good. But I put it in like a safe place. Oh, there it is. Let's do this.
Keep it safe.
Yeah, I cherish this. I watch it several times. Oh wow, there's 91 people here. Dear Lord. Let's see. What am I trying to do? Share screen.
You're trying to play a video.
Entire screen. Screen 2. Share. And people on my chat will know exactly which video this is. You might not know what video this is, but it's beautiful. This is the time Jeremiah wanted to run his mouth. Yeah, there's a video of Jeremiah getting clocked in the chin.
Slow motion and everything, huh?
Wait for it. It gets better. Oh.
Whenever you play a video, it gets so choppy, dude. You just need to send them to me to play.
And that's, I play them here and they're choppy for like 30 seconds and then I'm golden. It just happens that one was only 30 seconds long.
I think when you have a guest on as well, it eats up some RAM as well. So I think maybe that's it.
And my laptop is garbage.
And you're using a laptop in general.
Hey, Hey, this
So-
laptop got me a degree 6 years ago.
Time for a new computer, man.
One day when I
if
get
I knew
fancy
who you was and
Somebody buy Dexter a milk bone so Kfar can buy a computer.
you was at, I could call the cops right now and have them at your door, and you'd probably end up in jail just for them knocking on your door. Unless you've been watching enough First Amendment videos and knew better than to answer your door. You know what I mean?
This
You
is
found
sped
school to
up,
be
by the
homeless,
way.
you should pat yourself on the back for that. You're a wonderful person for that. I mean, good for you. You gonna try to do that with me? I don't think you can make me homeless. You know, could you get my YouTube channel taken down? Yeah, maybe. You know, could I start another YouTube channel? Absolutely. Could I get another 7,000 subscribers?
By the way, bragging about committing a ban evasion on YouTube, the platform that you say you're going to commit the ban evasion on, probably not smart. Probably not a smart thing to do.
I was going to what's it called? What am I looking for? I was going to tell him that, like, if you're monetized, which I'm assuming he is, you can't just
Is he?
say fuck it. And I have to assume he's got enough.
I don't think he is.
What am I looking for?
It doesn't say where I can send a super
he not?
sticker or anything. I don't think he is.
Well, maybe he's not, because
Hey,
I
you
know
what? Maybe he should
so
monetize so
I'm-
he can pay that child support.
if only it was that easy.
Literally a few clicks of a button.
Subscribers? Yeah, probably. You know, all you do when you do stuff like that is really show what kind of person you are. And if you can't recognize that, well, then, you know, I ain't no helping you. I guess there ain't nothing I can say that'll change it. I know that. I'm not a fool. You know what I mean? I might be a little dumb, a little slow, but I'm not a fool. And you got receipts to prove that the two that you've made homeless? Which two? Which two channels people have you made homeless?
Which two, Kfar? Which two?
BSBT and
Jeremiah
Payne. So
We have
and
lots of
Jeremiah
receipts
Payne,
about that, by the way.
Yeah, this is the thing that kills me. So he's trying to tell me that I'm a bad guy because I hold criminals accountable and make them have consequences. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's crazy.
Butterflies and brain for 5 doll hairs. On this guy's high school diploma, I'm pretty sure it says this is as far as he will go.
He
Signed,
doesn't have a
the
high
principal.
school diploma.
I was just about to say, joke's on you. I believe he says somewhere in the middle of this that he only has a GED.
Ready for dog treats?
Oh, yeah.
Could you shake?
Why do every single one of them think they have the moral high ground? No idea. No
Cena
idea.
actually caught that for y'all. How about that?
Here, Dex, go back to your home, my friend. Show everyone your butt. But yeah, I'm Kfar bad because he holds
Criminals accountable.
what a woman beater and a guy who owes $100,000 in back child support accountable for their actions and their harassment. But me bad guy.
Well, I guess I could read what you were writing here.
Do I hear myself when I?
Since he's taking so long to read it. Dude who supports and defends the Constitution is such a terrible guy. Do you actually hear yourself when you talk? Just stay away from chilly verbiage, and you might have a chance.
talk? Well, I try not to.
Here comes the chili.
Look, dude, I'm not on here
Sucking
claiming
off.
like to be the brightest or the most articulate person out there. Okay, I'm not a constitutional scholar, but one thing I can do is identify right from wrong. I can do that. And if you think, and if you have pride in going out of your way of making two YouTubers homeless that did First Amendment content, and you did that maliciously because of their content, I mean,
No, you
intense
did it
every-
because they were breaking the law. Stop breaking the law,
So he did-
asshole.
Well, yeah, he did this about himself earlier when the guy's like, "Oh, I talked to the DA, I sent the video in," and he's like, "Well, you're just hating on me because of my content. And it's like, no, you have a warrant for unpaid child support. That's why.
Well, that's why.
It's like the accountability, no consequences for themselves, but they just want to fuck with everyone.
He was saying like the person that he started off with that called Monroe County to let them know like where he was or whatever. Like the judge isn't going to pick you up because of stuff you said on YouTube. He's going to pick you up because you owe money. You owe child support. And on top of that, he goes on in a minute talking about how he used to just audit government buildings and now he just audits random people.
It's because I asked him about it.
Like what?
When we get to it, I actually asked him, I said, so how do you feel about frauditors auditing government buildings versus private businesses?
Also, he thinks it's okay to audit schools. Leave the kids alone, man.
Yeah, it's all my fault and it has nothing to do with their life choices. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Boot Productions.
Exactly
Thank you.
that.
Right. So if you're doing it with malicious purposes, your intent is malicious, clearly. And if you're a malicious person, you're not a good person, dude.
Says the felon. Weird.
Now he's going to claim that he knows your intent. Courts of law have trouble proving intent, and you're going to just see a sentence in a live chat and assume his intent. That's crazy to me.
And he'll do this too. There's 4 people in his chat, and he will just not read my comments for like 5 of my comments and then randomly answer one out of order and out of context. And it's just like
5 people in his chat.
Okay.
Who is he, Mitchell?
You said it, not me.
Look, I watch Chili. I support what he does. He's in California. I'm in Michigan. He has his style. I have mine. If your issue with Chili is you don't like his strong personality, he's an asshole.
Nope.
I get it.
That's not my problem.
But he's definitely not a bad person, no matter how you might feel about him.
The stalking? The protection orders or the no contact orders that he's gotten?
Mm-hmm.
Using his friend's ID to get away with whatever the fuck he did. He used his friend's ID instead of his own, so his friend would get in trouble. Doesn't seem like a good guy, but
they're all criminals. I shouldn't say all. A lot of them are criminals. More than 50% are criminals.
Oh, I would be willing to gander even higher than that. I don't recall the last time I saw one that didn't have not even like he had some speeding tickets, but like a legitimate like record. Like look at Good Citizen News Network.
Yeah. Not all, but most.
I mean, how is Chili a criminal? If you've committed a crime and you've served your time, paid your dues, you're no longer a criminal. So your thought process right there in itself's fucked up, bro.
Incorrect.
You're just somebody that committed a crime, and I'm sure you've committed plenty of crimes. The difference between you and Chili.
So he thinks that you're no longer a criminal once you're out of. Isn't Chili still on probation?
I'm not even sure. I don't even go near that guy's channel because he's crazy.
I don't either.
Like right now, he's trying to sue the judge that put him in jail, the judge that let him out, the prosecutors for putting him in jail.
And he's talking about malicious prosecute, like you maliciously went after these people because you didn't like their content.
I don't like your face. I'm going to make you homeless. He's
defending Chili, who files malicious lawsuits over and over and over again.
Yeah, Boot Productions. I got to get the name right. You guys remember when Chili beat up that girl Kate and it was live? Yeah, we remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Everyone remembers. But apparently,
by the way,
his subscribers.
According to Big Mike, which is so hard for me to say Big Mike without thinking of Michelle Obama, but Big Mike over here thinks that you're a criminal because you jaywalked the other day or whatever. Like it's not the same thing. Definitely not the same thing.
And you and me and you and a lot of other people is you haven't been caught. You have a 0 crime record. Like I said, the difference is you haven't been caught and you would never admit to any of the illegal things that you have done. You ain't fooling nobody. There's too many laws out there for you not to be a criminal. You just haven't been caught for one yet or convicted of one. You can be wrongfully convicted too. Don't think it can't happen to you.
So you say making criminals have consequences makes me malicious, question mark? And then you say you have zero criminal record. I agree that there are bad cops, and I cover them on my channel. Do I agree most cops are bad? Absolutely not.
I want to say it was Rami asked the question, how do you feel about bad cops, and do you agree that most cops are bad?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that'd be a big old negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is really fucking full.
Yep.
Fool to think that it can't. There's no way you could be that stupid to think that it can't. You're clearly an intelligent person.
That wasn't a compliment. Wait for it.
You must be intelligent enough to watch Chili, and you can't say that you haven't learned nothing from watching that you didn't know before. You know what I'm saying? Did I word that right? Maybe.
And you said I've learned what not to do from
Chili.
Excuse me. Yeah, how do we get rid of the bad cops, bro? I mean, I'm not going to be one of these people who say I'm all for good policing. I don't believe in good policing. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't believe it anymore.
Because you're a criminal.
There was a time that I thought it was kind of a necessary evil, if that's a thing, but I
gag.
I'm sure you have all that information in his trifold on case law, good information. If you've read it, you've learned something.
I just want to make one point. I want to make a couple of points, but I'm just going to make one now. Look at the sadness in his eyes right here. You could look at the look on his face. Anyway, he was saying that he used to think that cops were a necessary evil, and he doesn't think cops are necessary anymore. Keep in mind, what you're looking at here is a larger set male who probably can defend himself. He's telling me, a middle-aged, close to elderly female, that I don't need any cops out there because I should just be able to handle my own shit. Cops are necessary, and if you think they're an evil, then they are a necessary evil. But saying just because you don't need cops, nobody needs cops is a ridiculous statement.
He kind of goes into this later on in the video. I know I was in Mike's live a couple months ago talking about that mic he was using and thought it was pretty cool. I didn't know he thought it was so highly of Chili, though.
Yeah.
No, he was live last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I was going to spark up two chicks still need names. Okay. I forgot what the deal was for naming the chicks, but yeah, he was live at like 1 o'clock, and sometimes I just feel like streaming, and it took all I had not to stream at 1 o'clock in the morning last night or this morning. But Jennifer was on my shoulder. Every time I think about doing anything like that on YouTube, the Jennifer on my shoulder is like, I told you not to stream at that early in the morning. And I'm just like, that's gotten me in some trouble in the past, so I'm not going to do that.
No more 3 a.m. emergency live streams.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut back on that. It's not a good look sometimes. Plus, I used to just drink and make videos like every single day because it was awesome.
Yeah.
But now I'm not. I drink on booze and body cam days.
The problem is that when people are throwing out malicious channel strikes all at one time, all in one day to both of our channels, it's difficult not to jump on a stream and rant about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, it's real information. You can't deny that it's not. You can't deny that those aren't real case laws that apply to those situations. I mean, so if you read it, you've learned something. You know what I mean? Maybe you knew it before you heard of Chili. I don't know. You know what I mean? And to be honest, a lot of this stuff, I'm still learning. I'm 44 years old, and but it's because I've never put the thought into it before. Always, like everybody else, stay out of the way, don't get caught, and you don't have no problems. But, that's really not the case.
I don't live like that.
They're out there domestically terrorizing people on a daily basis, dude, for tax. They're tax collectors, like so many other First Amendment channels have said. They are tax collectors out there harassing and extorting the public. Is trifold debunked? Those case laws are debunked? Is that what you're saying? The case laws that are written on those are debunked?
So I assume you want to talk about this because
so this is layer. Oh, that's a rough 44. Yeah, 1000%. So to my knowledge, several actual lawyers, not wannabe law scholars who use Chat GPT for everything, actually came out, dug into each and every case law that he tried to put on his trifold and went, yeah, that doesn't apply for what he says it does. That says the exact opposite of what he claims. That's what I'm talking about when it's debunked. Oh, those case laws aren't real. No, those Supreme Court decisions are real and valid. And I bring this up to him. And you'll probably read it in your the chat replay.
Oh yeah, I can.
I told him, you and me agree that Supreme Court decisions are more than just a sentence or a paragraph long. They're pages and pages and pages long. So him saying, I see this all the time with sovereign citizens.
You said he uses them incorrectly and out of context. Several lawyers have already debunked them.
So you see this a lot with sovereign citizens, where sovereign citizens will say, this Supreme Court decision says I don't need a license to drive. But then when you look at the Supreme Court decision and you read past, they live by the where you're on the phone with somebody and once you get the answer you like, you hang up. That's how they read Supreme Court decisions, where as soon as they get to a point where they think they got it, they stop reading entirely. Even though the next paragraph will be like, well, except in this situation, this situation, this situation, or while you're driving a vehicle. Like they'll say, that type of shit.
The other thing I've seen Chili do is he will cite a case it's like a Mississippi statute, but he's in Nevada. He's talking about a statute of the Supreme Court of Mississippi made for the state of Mississippi. Like, this guy likes the Constitution so much. Read up on the 10th Amendment. The states have different laws. It's crazy, right? It's insane. But Chile has laws on there that don't apply everywhere. And he also has laws on there that don't apply to the situations like a normal person would be in.
He cited a bunch of case law during his sovereign citizen phase. I think Tones actually did a video on this where he broke down a few of the ones he tried to bring up, where they're like bus laws for Chicago.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with driving without a driver's license. But then they're like, this thing from Chicago. And it's like, that has no applicability to what you're talking about.
Yep.
Cats.
Cats.
The cats, that's all that were shorts. It was 3 short cat videos.
When I have a bad day at work, sometimes I watch cat videos on the internet. I also quite enjoy baby elephant videos. It cheers me up.
As not being case law? Is that what you're saying? Clarify how they're debunked. Such a broad statement.
The Blue Bacon went through the entire trifold. Yeah. I bet you this guy's going to buy his board game.
Chili has a board game?
Wait a minute. You didn't know Chili was making a board game?
No, I didn't.
If people in the chat, can you drop not the link, but just the name of the board game? I haven't been paying attention since he started. Is it still Constitutional Law Scholar? The board game.
Nice.
I mean, you don't have to like people's First Amendment content. But, you don't even have to like people's personalities. And truth be told, when I first started watching Chili, I liked him at first. And I was like, man, this dude's a douchebag. You know what I mean? Then I didn't watch him for a while. And then I started watching him again because it kept popping up in my feed. And then I get it. When it comes to the content, the creator is the 99 percentile of it because you enjoy watching the person.
Yep.
But the information that Chili has produced definitely
I'm going to have to Google that on the side.
Has not been bad information when correctly applied.
It's called go to jail, directly to jail.
Oh, he uses them out of context? I'd have to go. I got a trifold, bro. I'd have to go grab my trifold to see how you mean they're out of context. I do have a trifold.
Of course you do.
No, look, I'm not a delusion to think that I can whip this trifold out and recite these things that are on there and these cops are just going to leave me alone. I know better than that. But it does, when you pull this information out, it does make them stop and think. You seen the thumbnail, right? Well, you want to call Monroe County and you want to, try to sick them on me too.
And this is when I told him something along the lines of, "Oh, you said you lived in Monroe, or the warrants from Monroe County or something like that."
You said Monroe County, and you asked if it was Michigan.
Yeah. So I was just simply asking to get an idea of where he was like located in Michigan because
Yeah.
I used to live in Michigan. And he immediately jumped to, oh, you're going to try to get me taken down. And it's just like, I think I told him shortly after this, like, you're a small fish. Like, I
Don't
do
worry
not
about
care. I do not care.
Yep.
Know that I'm here. That's how I found out I had a warrant. You're right. It is more than one section, but you
So I found the Constitutional Scholar board game, and now the page doesn't exist anymore.
Must have
Ooh.
sold out.
can't
I know
put
he
the
was
whole thing on
He's
there.
doing
It's
like a
brief.
limited drop of the board game.
I
And I
guess
don't know
it's
how many,
gone.
or he might have just taken everybody's money and said, well, it does not exist anymore.
This guy is so stuck on the First Amendment. He needs to read the other ones. There's 29, I believe, right? 29 amendments.
It's not even that. It's just that he needs to take a step back.
Yeah.
And realize that, like, I do this sometime, not about law, but about like, this happened in history, and I don't care what you say because this happened.
Yeah.
But then when you take a step back, you're like, oh shit, like 14 other people are saying completely different things as early as like yesterday or as late as yesterday. So it's like, maybe it didn't happen the way I thought it happened. But this guy needs to just take a step back and be like, oh, am I in a community made up of mentally handicapped people? Like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, he renamed it. He only has 7 pre-orders.
Oh.
I might pre-order it. Fuck it.
Outline, dude.
That would be fun. That'd be fun to play on game night, actually. Yes.
Thanks, Chili.
That
Look
is,
up
with all those case laws on there, you know as well as I do, you cannot put them all on one little pamphlet. It's a brief outline into which section of which tactic the cop may be trying to use. Simple as that. It's not guaranteed to work, but having some information is better than no information. And that's how they'd rather keep you, with no information. They take advantage of the ignorant. Okay, they're predators, preying on stupid people who don't know and understand their rights. These people are sworn an oath to this Constitution, and they don't even know and understand their rights. They don't even respect them. They don't know, understand, and respect their own rights.
Here's the thing. I agree with him that there are some cops out there like this, but the way he puts it, he wants to get rid of all police, all of them, because they're all like this. That's crazy. I've said this many times before on my channel and probably on your channel too, but back the blue, no matter who, and all cops are bastard are both equally as retarded as one another. They're dumb worldviews. If you're not taking each case individually, you're an idiot. There's nuance to everything.
I just want to pluck this word usage out. He used the term predator when referring to police officers. And it's like,
he's about to talk about News Now Houston too, which is hilarious.
This is the part where I just want them to take a step back and be like, oh, like, again, I actually brought him up. I'm going to bring up Ironton Auditor, guys. I'm going to bring him up. I think he's like the only good auditor. And to me, it seems like he gets the most out of the police because he's not jumping on cop cars, getting that fancy flashlight from Amazon and blinding them in a traffic stop.
Yeah.
He's just like a chill guy. You know what I'm saying? I bring him up, but I think it's wild that he used the term predator while I want to say there's probably less than 150 First Amendment auditors.
Mm-hmm.
And if you throw a rock into a crowd, you're going to hit a kitty toucher. Maybe you should fix that first.
Without hitting a pedophile in that group.
It's just every other day. It's just like, oh, shit, there's another one? Like, ooh, that's not a good look. I do not understand people who support this card from Chile. All they do is guarantee you a ticket. Are you talking about the trifold? He's giving you a document to keep the cops at bay and get you out of a traffic stop. And I have not seen it work yet.
Have you ever watched there is a regular like mainstream YouTuber that covered Chile. And I can't remember his name right now, but he did an amazing
Gunner TV.
Yes. Have you ever watched that video?
Yeah.
It's
Gunner TV
hilarious.
covered him, and then Charlie covered him because he threatened to sue Gunner TV.
Because he's The Gunner
And
TV,
then-
the original Gunner TV one was hilarious to me. We should react to that sometime. The Gunner
I'd be
TV
down
video.
with that.
Okay, goodbye. You have a nice day. Thank you. I don't want to be a big enough fish for you to waste time on. You know what I mean?
That's when I told him he was
Feel
a small
free never to
fish.
come to my channel again. It doesn't hurt my feelings. See, it's people like you that just come to these channels because you want to be an asshole. Like I've said, intent is everything.
He's
And your intent
assuming,
is negative.
assuming your intent, and also you were very nice to him in his like you weren't saying
didn't-
anything.
I didn't
Mm.
swear. I didn't do my
No.
normal thing where I send a swear word, and then before I send it, I edit out one of the letters so that it goes through.
Yeah,
No swear words. I was just out there, though. He is right. I was out there with my shovel,
yeah.
just cultivating my content, picking the weeds, making them grow.
Simple as that. You can spin any word conversation any way you want. It's all about intent. And that's what the law is supposed to be about as well. Intent.
Not really.
He is a perfect
Okay,
example of that. And he's
I didn't do it.
I hit the wrong button.
Okay. Well, while you're bringing that up, he says the law is based on intent. Drunk driving doesn't require intent. I don't believe. It's were you driving drunk, yay or nay?
Yep.
It's that easy. A lot of laws in America are, did you do this thing? Yay or
Most
nay?
laws don't. Intent does not matter. You either broke the law or you didn't. It doesn't. When
Yeah.
you murder someone, the only thing intent is involved in is whether it's first degree or second degree murder. It's still murder.
Anonymous sources are reporting that some of the purchasers of Delete Law's board game have contracted syphilis. Currently, there is no proven relation. Hey, I didn't
Traitor.
type it.
and a snitch. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that in our country, we have our own Americans working against us to suppress freedom because of how they feel about something. You know what I
I'm
mean?
working against criminals.
I like to use an example.
It's crazy.
You got me. There are people in America actively working against criminals who spit on the Constitution. You got me.
Yes.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
You got me.
You said when he said that, it sounds like the 1A community, honestly.
Yeah, that I will take that to the grave. I will take that to the grave that is the 1A community.
Yep.
Example because most people can wrap their head around it these days. If you're cutting your wiener off, I think you're a weirdo. Okay? But you have the right to do that. I'm not going to treat you necessarily any different because of it.
Yes, you have the right to cut your wiener off. My issue, I'm not going to speak for you, is when people are trying to get kids to cut their wieners off. Like, leave the children alone is the point. Leave the kids alone.
So the way I look at it is, if you're 18 years old,
Mhm. Cut away.
go crazy. But don't tell my 10-year-old that they also need to do it. That's how you end up in a wood chipper. Kendall Smith, just shoot the question. We'll
Yeah, did I
probably
miss the
answer
chat?
it. No. It does anyone know how to get KFAR or KTZ to answer a serious question posted in chat?
You need to ask
Is-
it first.
Yeah, as long as it's not. No, we don't require a super chat.
No.
We're not in the frauditing business. As long as it's nothing wild and YouTube like allows you to post it and allows us to answer, we'll answer it.
But if you
Again,
want
it's-
us to give the dogs a milk bone, then a super chat is required. So
Yeah, like we'll answer questions if they're posted if we see it. I don't think we'd miss it, but
yeah,
should be good.
But I think it's kind of freaking weird. I have that right to think it's weird, and you have the right to cut your wiener off if you want. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? You know, let's use another. Let's pretend you're out in the park flying a freaking kite. You're flying a big dragon kite. You know what I mean? It looks like a big giant octopus or something. Somebody says, "Oh, I'm afraid of that. I'm calling the police if you don't stop flying that scary kite." Police would be more than willing and more than happy to show up and make you stop flying your kite to make somebody else feel better, even though you have the right to fly a freaking kite in a park. You know what I mean? Can you wrap your head around that? And there's so many people who think that that's okay. You know, it's these.
I didn't see a question.
I didn't see it either. I'm scrolling back. Did YouTube let it go through? That's what I'm most worried about, is people sending comments and YouTube not letting us get them. I'm looking on Restream and on my phone, and I didn't see it. Jesus Christ, I almost said, all right, let's drink. Greg, for 10 gifted memberships. which is I will give Dexter a genuine free range, single source protein water buffalo tail.
News Now Enemy gave me these fancy treats today, so we'll give my dogs these. Thank you, News Now Enemy.
So I just want this to be known. So let's take his, what's it called? What was it, flying a dragon kite at the park? Again, I worked at a police department. I'm the one who, if you called the non-emergency number, you got to talk to me. And then I could put out a run if I thought it was necessary. Do you know how many calls we got for, hey, people are shooting off fireworks? Okay, I'll put the run in. The officers will go talk to them and say, you have until 11 o'clock. Like, oh, my neighbor's playing really loud music. Sir, it's noon and the Michigan game's on. Like, grow up. Like, you have no idea how many times police officers go to a scene like that, see the Karen that called and went, can you never call us again? Thanks.
Yeah, or just tell them, hey, they're not doing anything wrong. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
We've even seen that in fraud auditing videos where they'll be standing on the sidewalk of a restaurant. Let's take it. Are they recording females' asses in the restaurant? Yes, which is creepy, and they're probably going to take that home and use it for
very creepy
personal reasons. The cops show up and go, oh, they were on public property the whole time? Yeah, womp womp. And then they'll walk off.
I'm looking for the serious question. If you could just ask it again. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Ask it
sorry.
again. And if there's any swear words, take out any swear words. If there's any crazy words, take those out.
Yeah, because sometimes it won't come up on our end if it's like
I'm using Restream and my phone, and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Disturbing. And that's why I brought up the whole this dude in my comment section. So he's gone out of his way to apparently let the court system, the Monroe County know, blah blah blah. And I'm sure this other dude in my chat, he's probably gonna go do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like you guys are actually the actual problems in this.
What's up? By the way, you guys are the actual problems.
Yeah. First off, I want to let him know that the people who don't have a criminal record that are correcting their terrible legal analysis are not the problem. It's the people committing crimes for views on YouTube. And Kendall Smith says, I watched a music reactor last night. He had to kick somebody off stream for scamming him. He was going by the name Big Mike. Do you think it's the same person? If we're going to be honest, I don't mean to be mean to Big Mike. What did you call him? Large Mike?
Large Michael.
Yeah, Large Michael. I don't think Large Michael seems musically inclined. If you were telling me that you were watching a competitive eating stream, maybe I'd buy it. That's the same Big Mike, but I would like to lean on the side of probably not.
Yeah.
Does switching from top chat to live chat or vice versa make a difference? For me, I'm always in all messages because it lets me see everything. Top messages, I don't know why there's a top messages, all messages, newest messages. They should just be all messages and just have your way with it.
Who decides what's the top messages and what's not is what I want to know.
Exactly. The Skynet, that's who does it. And if you haven't seen my Skynet video, go watch that. Because nobody else did. The worst video, the statistically worst video I've put out in 5 years.
Let me guess, you put the most amount of effort into it? That's usually what happens with me.
I wouldn't say the most effort, but it's probably in the top like 30%.
Yeah. When I put a lot of effort into my content, nobody watches it.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
And then you make a random short where you're like, that guy's dumb. 30,000 views. And you're just like,
yeah, I posted a short earlier today and it's got like a bunch of views already. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, Magdy 5. KFAR is causing the problem. Never mind my back child support. It's KFAR. Idaho Wiggles, I appreciate you watching it twice.
You make it capable for us to be domestically terrorized. And it's
how are you being terrorized, sir? How is he being terrorized? Does he ever say how he's being terrorized? I don't think he does.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even remember the last time I had a run-in with a police officer. No. I think it was the time BSBT came into my house. And me and my kids
cops actually come?
Oh, yeah. 2 of them showed up. One of them had a pink police car. My kids had a great time playing with the lights. Like, that's my run-ins with the police. I have a great time.
Somebody doxed you and came to your house, and the cops were very nice, I assume.
Yeah, they gave me a card and they're like, "Yeah, you can probably get a protection order from this. It's pretty hard, but you could probably do it."
Yep.
And I was like, "Man, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll call you guys if he comes back. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe." Then they were out playing in the pink police car, turning on the lights. And I'm just like, "Thanks, guys."
It sucks. I don't understand how you can support the way government. I'm particularly the victimless crimes is what I'm talking about. Let's be clear on that.
Define
I do
victimless
believe
crime.
we do have to have
Like-
some kind of system.
Like drunk driving. Is that one of them you're going to mention?
Which
That's
is
not a
all the
victim.
time. So this is one of those more sovereign. It's on the main channel. It's just is AI taking over court watching. But no, I sovereign citizens and frauditors are ever so slightly getting closer and closer. As views are dwindling for each community, they're trying to get closer and closer so that they can get both views. This victimless crime thing. For some reason, sovereign citizens are under the belief that crimes must require a victim, which, if you look at the definition of crime per the Cornell Law School, that is not the case.
No.
And
And you don't have a right to address your accuser when the accuser's dead, by the way.
Oh God, I'm already Ricky Pierce out of Georgia. Is that who I'm thinking of?
Well,
was
that
wondering
one and
why-
also Darnell, whatever that guy is.
Where's my victim? Where's my
Yeah.
victim? Sir, you shot him in the head on 4K video.
And killed his cat.
He's probably not going to show up.
System, or we should. I ain't gonna say that we have to have, but we probably should have. At least a civil civilization would have a reasonable way to handle criminals that are creating actual victims. Because it's a dirty job. I mean, otherwise, what are we doing? Eye for an eye. You steal from me, I cut your hand off. I suppose we could probably do things like that. You know what I mean? In some countries, they still do. We find it barbaric. I personally think putting mass incarceration is pretty barbaric in itself. So, I mean, we're just trading one barbarism for another. You know what I mean? So
That's an idiotic argument, but okay.
no, you keep finding more and more.
He's also trying to say barbarism, and he's saying barbaricism, which,
Barbarism. What was that? Which one was that? Was that 300 where the guy was getting carried and then that was 300.
Yep.
They were building the wall with the dead bodies of the first people that came.
Yeah.
These are the things I remember. I don't know.
I don't know what victimless, like, what is a victim? Like, name me a victim. Like, Big Mike. I wish he was in here right now. Name me a victimless.
Traffic crime is victimless.
Not a victim. It's not a victimless crime.
Up to including drunk driving, victimless crimes. And it's like, okay, cool. So we should just let you drink and drive until you smoke a family and kill all of them? Like, what kind of logic is that?
When you're
crime would be, oh, well, I had 5 pounds of meth on me.
When you're committing a traffic violation, your victim is every other car on the road. Every single other car on the road. That's your victim.
So I'm on Johnny on the spot with these victimless crimes, corpus delicti nonsense, because I cover fucking sovereign citizens so often, and that's like their go-to spam comment. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime.
You ready?
And it's like, that's not how the law works.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Xena actually caught that. I'm watching both channels and paying attention. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sit, Dexter. Sit. Oh, you're sitting just off. There you go. Yeah, you missed every single one, my guy.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
More First Amendment auditors or First Amendment content creators
By the
every day.
way,
What's that telling
You know that sit, Ubu, sit. Did you know what that is? Do you know what I'm talking about? People in the chat will know. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. They played it at the end of TV shows in like the 80s.
Isn't it from the bear thing? Why am I drawing a blank? Did the bear? Oh God, he's gonna steal the picnic basket.
Yes, it was on all of those Hanna-Barbera. Yes, exactly. So I found out.
I'm drawing a blank on what that's called.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah,
I found out recently that bark at the end of that was not the dog. It was actually a guy barking. A guy barked and recorded that.
You probably, my chat probably has for sure. looked into how they do sounds for
Yeah.
TV and like movies, where like half the shit from like Star Wars, because this is my brain from the third channel that I've been working on all day. The sound of the force fields closing in the first Star Wars, the Phantom Menace,
Yep.
was the sound producer's neighbor's malfunctioning
Yeah.
ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what does that tell you? There's people out there who believe in it. There's people out there who don't believe in it. And just as you said, the movement appears to be growing. That's a good thing.
I actually didn't.
You know,
Can
maybe-
you actually? Yeah, I'm assuming you have the chat up. What did I actually say in the chat?
Sorry,
Because I didn't say his movement was growing. I didn't say the 1A community was growing. I said something vastly different.
Hold on. Biggest enemy of freedom is dumb people who think they know things.
No.
Oh, hold on. I'm too far down. Hold on.
It was something good that he either intentionally read wrong.
Serious question. Do you think auditor? We didn't get to that part yet.
It was something about something growing. Or I think it was like we find more and more kitty touchers every day. And he thought it was we find more and more 1A channels every day. And it's like those two things are not the same.
Yeah, they are the same though.
And you're not wrong. So I pointed out that we find more and more disgusting criminals in his community every day. And he read it to his audience as there are more and more First Amendment channels every day.
How can a group so small be packed filled with pedos? If not one of the founders of the movement. One of the founders of the movement is, and we keep finding more every day.
Yeah, and he thinks that means we're finding more and more 1A people every day. And it's like,
No.
nah, that ain't the case.
Yep.
There's an auditor out there for everybody. Not everybody likes everybody's content. You know, I stopped watching Eli. After him and Easy Cam, with the whole street fight and the knife and all that jazz, I unsubscribed to those guys and quit watching. That's not what I got in the First Amendment community for. You know what I mean? And I don't think it shined a good light on the community, but there's cops every day out there not shining good lights on their own community. So, so in the end, there's shitty everywhere. You know what I mean? I just have the freedom to choose what shitty I like. You know what I mean? And that's not my kind of shitty. So I thought she was leaving, dude. I'm not that cool. I'm a small fit.
There are shitty people in every community. Here's the difference. When there's a bad cop, other cops try to get them out. And when there's a bad auditor, they don't do that.
It's like this guy where he tries to make excuse after excuse after excuse for why they were set up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We've watched, just in the last 2 weeks, we've watched 2 sheriffs get arrested for drunk driving. 2 of them.
An echo chamber where they have unconditional support to be creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm trying really hard not to spoil it because I do bring up some things here shortly that have to go along with that. But he literally tries to make excuses for every single thing that I bring up, and it's just like, at what point do you have to just go, "Oh, damn, he's bringing up some really crazy things that are all factually accurate."
Yep. He never gets to that point.
Yes, man. You're just here content framing. Oh, nice. Good for you.
Content farming, but hey.
You gonna make some content out of me?
Yes.
Is that what you're gonna do? You can't make your own content.
Ta-da!
Okay, so can we just... He says, oh, you can't make your own content. Imagine thinking you going out and harassing kids, women, the elderly. Imagine thinking that's content. Like if I brought my phone out in public and just started swearing at old ladies, imagine thinking that's content.
Well, and he talks about it being okay to audit at schools. That's not content, dude. That's scaring school children. Bless you. He's going to sneeze any second.
Nope.
You didn't sneeze?
Nope.
Got to go get some low hanging.
All right. I like the fact that he calls himself low-hanging
Low-hanging
fruit.
fruit. I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Just for your content framing. Oh, nice. Good for you. You gonna make some content out of me? Is that what you're gonna do? You can't make your own content. You got to go get some low-hanging fruit from a small fish like me. Is that what it is, bro? Come on, man. Thought you were better than that. You're not? Oh, why am I not surprised?
He thought you were better. He doesn't know who you are. Why would he think anything like that? Why
He
would he
hasn't
think
even
you're
been to
better
my
than
channel
that?
yet. He eventually ends up at my channel. He has no idea yet.
Yeah.
Correcting the uneducated is the game, huh? I don't think you're educating anybody. All you're doing is sharing your perspective. You're not educating nothing.
My track record says otherwise.
I think that's all I'm doing too. I don't claim to be an educator, but I can make a video that shows you how to exercise your Fifth Amendment and not speak to the cops. I can do that. All I gotta do is go stand in front of a bank, let them call the cops on me, and just stand there.
Why a
silently.
bank? Why are you standing in front of a bank? If not
Because
to make the bank employees nervous that they're going to get robbed. Why a bank?
Exactly. He's just trying to go someplace that he knows
The cops
is
will be
sketchy
called.
enough. Yep, exactly.
And do you think the cops don't have better things to do? Like there's actual crimes taking place wherever you are. I don't even know where Monroe County, whatever Michigan is, but I'm sure there's crimes being committed there that the cops like. There's women and children who need the cops' help because they're not large mic sized people who can defend themselves, and you're taking time away from those people who need help.
Ed says he has the same vape and now he has to buy a new one.
I can teach people that. Anything they do after that is on them.
What kind of
You
vape
know what I
is
mean?
that anyway? It's like purple. Is it grape flavored? I need to know, Ed.
That's the easiest way to beat a cop. Just don't speak. Because anything they do after that is on them. They can grab you and pull your wallet out, check your ID. Then they have to prove that they had a lawful reason to do that afterwards. Solo, thanks for stopping in. You like my content? Hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
I love the Raisin
Who
Bran
you teaching?
Crunch.
Who you teaching?
Sorry, say that again.
I said I love the Raisin Bran Crunch box that's just chilling in his background.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, every time it'll go from like red to green or red to blue, you'll see it, but it's just Raisin Bran Crunch just chilling in
Raisin
his room.
Bran Crunch is delicious. So
It is delicious, but I don't keep it in my room.
No, I don't have. The only food that I have in the office is the Smarties that I just ate.
I have a handful of Taco Bell sauce
and bananas. I do have some bananas. The dogs are interested. I'll give them some bananas.
Yeah, Erica, Monroe County, it's right on the border of Ohio.
Okay. So in an area where there's crimes being committed.
Yes.
Isn't Toledo right there, and like Detroit, like there's cities.
Toledo's a shithole. I would not want to live there.
Yeah. That's what my sister used to live in Toledo, and I hear it's not nice. So
I'm an idiot. I can't learn anything, dude. I'm a dummy. No, I'm a First Amendment dummy. Don't you know? I only got a GED. That's right. GED. Better than nothing. That's how I look at it. I haven't checked him out. I have to check it out. Is it a real auditor?
And this is where I pitch Ironton Auditor.
Okay, so you are saying that's the game. Correcting the uneducated. My record on this topic. My record on this topic sure seems like I am. I think that's when he said you're an expert. Yep. The greatest auditor is the Ironton Auditor.
Shout out to Terry.
And then the next thing you say is something about your oath to the Constitution.
Yeah, if he's working against us, in any way, shape, or form, he is the enemy of freedom. Simple as that. You promote less freedom in the end, is what you do. I mean, critically think about that. You promote less freedom.
Say again.
I said, so as we all know, these people are slowly but surely eroding what rights we have.
Mhm.
It's not me doing anything. It's them doing something and the law going, oh, yeah, that's probably something we shouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
Recording children and using it at home for personal reasons. Probably shouldn't allow that.
And they're changing the laws so that way, so they're pushing it to the limit so then the laws get walked back. You are creating less rights for everyone.
Yeah, but he's pointing it at me, and it's just like, oh, sounds like you're projecting, my guy.
Yeah.
Did I take an oath or an oath? It
Oath.
depends. It depends where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It depends what group of friends I'm hanging out with. He wants to pick his nose so bad, but he can't.
I mean, if you have a problem, if you're having a problem with what I'm doing and it's not illegal, and you're out there trying to find a way to get somebody criminalized or get it criminalized, that's exactly what it is. It's you promoting less freedom, dude. Hmm. I'm gonna go look at your channel real quick.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh yeah,
Here we
this
go.
dude looks like a bootlicker.
About to buy him a ring light.
Dude, you look like a bootlicker. Come on, dude.
Come on, Dave.
Your daddy's a cop, isn't he? Hey, good for you. 17,000 subscribers. You're doing great, bro. Pat yourself on the back, man.
My dad works at GM.
Yeah,
I'm a small fish.
he wants your dad to be a cop so bad.
So
He wants
badly.
you to be a cop and your dad to be a cop so bad.
My dad works for GM, and I'm not a cop. I can just read.
Yeah.
Like,
I
problem with that.
also, because he'll probably see this, my dad's not a cop either. My dad was an engineer when he was still alive, and I also am not a cop, and my husband's not a cop. I
And he also,
don't have anybody in my family that's a cop. I do have lawyers in my family.
I can't say either way, but I just want to throw this out there. He's going to have a problem with this too when he says something about not knowing things, and I bring up my degree. My mother's a teacher, so I think that Rumi or whatever guy, he says, "Oh, I bet you hang up your indoctrination certificates too." And I was like, "You're one of those guys." I called him a flat earther. I said, "Rumi, you sound like a flat earther."
My mom was a history and English teacher. So if she's in the chat right now, y'all watch your grammar. She will correct you.
I'm here. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess you probably need you need low hanging fruit clearly to make your content. So. Because you're not a felon, I'm a felon. You know? See that's something. See, that's what sets us apart. I'm a felon.
That's what sets us apart. You're a felon and we're not. Like that definitely sets us apart.
This is where he brings up life experience. And it's just like, I would rather not have the experience of being a felon. I've gone my 34 years in this life actively trying to avoid that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I've lost my right to the Second Amendment. Because of that, I've had time over the last 20 years to actually consider what that really means. And, you know, when you think that you have rights, man, that's a blow. You know what I'm saying? But then when you realize you really don't have rights because your unalienable rights shouldn't be able to be taken. Right? But yet somehow people like you promote government having the capability to take rights away. You know? So knowing that I've lost this Second Amendment, okay, has made me appreciate the other ones just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like my right to be secure in my person's papers, effects, my identity, my right to not self-incriminate myself by talking to domestic terrorists. You know what I mean? My right to be able to stand on the corner somewhere with a video camera and just document life as it happens if I choose to, no matter how somebody feels about it. Imagine if I can make you stop making your content just based on my feelings. That'd be weird. And that's great. You claim to support the Constitution, but do you understand that the Constitution is a tool, is our shield that protects us from the overreach of government, right? It doesn't protect us from you or I. It protects us from them. You see what I'm saying? Because it is always going to be the people versus the government. It doesn't matter if it's set up like back in the medieval times when it was kings and queens, it was still the king versus the subjects. It's the dictators versus the subjects. Okay. And I don't think you get that, so you're going, and because you don't get that, you go out of your way to try to find a way to cut into my right to free press because you don't like my content. Have you ever sat at home and watched one of those remastered videos that was black and white and they added some color to it? Fantastic stuff to watch. Can you imagine if somebody came up, shut that off, I don't want to be on your camera? We've never been able to see that.
So there are so many things I want to say about this idiot. That's why I saved it for tonight and didn't go live at 1 o'clock in the morning. So he was trying to say, this is the thing too. Well, I should have the right to just stand on the corner and just record life as it happens. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen a frauditor just stand there and record life as it happens.
Doesn't happen.
No, normally you're jamming a camera in somebody's face, jamming a camera in somebody's kid's face, recording somebody, and by somebody I mean several women's asses at a restaurant with your hand in your pants. Like, what are we doing? Like, you're not just recording things that happen, aren't you? You're actively hunting for attention. You're hunting,
which is why he's at the bank.
Confrontation. Yeah, it's
why
like
you're at the bank. That's why you're at a school, because that's where people need protection, and you will have the cops called on you. You want the police interaction.
And I just wanted to point this out too, as I'm getting Dexter a water buffalo tail, because Dave gifted 10 memberships.
I'm gonna get my dogs these dental life treats.
Dave for 10 gifted memberships. That's funny that she got one. Thanks for the 10, bud. There you go, Dexter. There's your fancy treat that you're going to be working on for 12 years. But he tried to bring up the point of he's a felon, so he got his Second Amendment right taken away. And because it's inalienable, he thinks that you should be able to do whatever crimes you want, violent or not violent. I don't know what his felony's for.
It's for selling weed.
Okay. So in his mind, violent criminals who commit felonies with guns, they should just give them back and be like, oh, here. Hope you don't do it again. I'm okay with certain felons not having a Second Amendment right. That makes sense to me.
Here's where I'm at with it. I think that if you are not a violent felon and enough time has passed, that you should be able to have your rights restored. But I think there should be a process to do that. It shouldn't automatically happen.
Sussing out period where it's like, are you going to do it again?
I think you need to petition for it. You need to ask the court. They need to evaluate it, and then you can vote or get your guns back. And thank goodness this guy's not allowed to vote, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to me that he's saying that because he did something and the consequence that he knew was going to be XYZ, and he did that thing anyway. That's also why he hates the Constitution. I think
that selling drugs, whether you think it's a good law or a bad law, it was marijuana. It doesn't matter if it's legal today. But when you did it, it was illegal. I think selling drugs is one of those crimes you don't get your rights back for.
Weed, I've changed my ways when it comes to weed. KFAR cares not for weed. But like where I worked, we had a guy sell drugs to some kid who immediately OD'd and died. And it's just like, yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. We should be taking that much more serious.
Also, even though marijuana is legal in many places now, it's still not legal federally. You're still breaking the law. Get it changed federally. But even then, your record shouldn't be wiped clean because when you did it, it was against the law.
Chili is streaming and driving again. Yeah.
Oh, great.
That you will never see me personally driving while I'm driving to places this summer. I will be streaming while on my break from driving.
In the
While Mrs.
passenger seat.
Far's driving. Yeah, but it's crazy. You can't read, chat, and drive at the same time.
No, whenever
I'm
I've
doing sidewalk audits and reading the chat at the same time.
whenever I've streamed while driving, I'm not reading the chat. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Like I've streamed in my car before while it was parked.
Yeah. And I've streamed from the passenger seat a bunch too.
That's just crazy to me.
Dude. You know, and more important than that, especially in our modern times, it's the easiest way for us to shine light on government, on the ignorance of each other, even. You know,
how is harassing people at a private business shining a light on the government?
I'm always
It's not.
Asking for a
Especially
friend.
the ones where like people are just trying to have a nice brunch on the patio of some fancy restaurant, and
This-
you're 2 feet away from them with your camera, not in landscape, by the way.
So this is my go-to comment about this all the time. Imagine it was your kids. Imagine it was your mother. Imagine it was your sister, wife, girlfriend, cousin. That's the way I look at it. If they have such a problem with, oh, we were just recording. Let's take this back to 6'4" George Washington wooden teeth time.
Mm-hmm.
They would take you into the town square, beat the living crap out of you, tar and feather you, and say, don't fuck with my family again. Have a good time.
Yeah.
It's like, my guy, the law is the only reason you have this ability. If there was no law and no police, you'd get dropped like Matty Boy did in New York. Like,
And the fact that they constantly do this and they try to push the envelope and they try to push it and push it and push it, the laws will change because of you, because you're abusing it.
yeah.
always chill, all right? But I don't think what you fail to recognize in these videos, because you're not out there making them. And I'm sure, dude, you look awfully young, all right? You're probably
the compliment.
25. Okay, I don't think you've been in the life positions where you have to read people's energy. You have to be able to read a room. People come at you, body language, all this stuff. When you're out there, you have to be able to measure that stuff in an instance.
What life experience other than going to jail for being a dumbass do you have?
In my head.
I think
That's what he was talking about.
you have more life experience than him. I definitely have more life experience than him, and I've never been in the military or in jail. So
I just want you guys to know that he said I couldn't be more than 25. And I type in the chat, you can check, I'm 34. And then he goes on a few minutes later to say, you look like you're like 23 or 22 or something. And then I put again, I'm 34. So
34.
my guy,
34.
Large
Didn't have a
Michael,
birthday.
Large Michael Audits. Thank you. I try my best. It's skincare and exercise and cookies.
Water.
Allegedly.
I drink a lot of water. I wonder how old he thinks I am.
Yeah, just so you know, Large Michael, it's kind of like a prerequisite to working at a police department / jail. It's reading people's energy.
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite to doing that, or you get into a fight the first day.
And if somebody's going to be coming at me aggressively, or I can read you can feel the freaking, have you ever felt energy? You can feel it, dude. And that right there determines 99.9% of these First Amendment auditors, minus Silence Boy, for Christ's freaking sakes, okay?
She fed in my
How the audit's
face.
going to go. If somebody's going to come at me with strong negative energy, I'm going to feed it right back, because I'm there to stand on my rights as well. Okay? Been all over the world. Good for you. That doesn't mean that you have the life experience clearly to recognize these kind of nuances in these videos.
What nuance is it to pepper spraying an old woman or Harvey Freeburg?
Or a baby.
Dude.
Yeah, that one dude pepper sprayed a baby.
The nuance of what? Harassing people for views on the internet?
Yeah.
For committing crimes and posting them on YouTube? There's no nuance for that. There's no like, you gotta, no, it like SGV News. You don't go out and pretend to speak gibberish Arabic outside of a church,
Mm-hmm.
there's no nuance there. Like you're doing, oh God. Avoid the sun. Oh, I love the sun. I also don't think I look 25, but hey, if a weird guy in his mom's basement does, shout out to you, large Michael.
Yeah, it's funny he talks about you living with your parents or whatever. He obviously lives with somebody or he wouldn't have the Captain
Hey,
Crunch in his
Mom.
room.
Bring
Right?
bring me down the milk for my Raisin Bran Crunch.
Like, I think people that have their own places don't have their Captain Crunch in the room with them and their Sunny D.
So many others can't.
Wait,
And you get all caught up in your
Let's say again.
Wait for it. Wait, you don't know how to read a room? Thought you even had a channel named that.
Exactly.
Somebody wants to drop the link for that.
dude. What year was you born in? 1995 or some shit? If that, right?
Getting closer.
Man, looking at this picture, I'd be surprised if you was like 23 freaking years old, dude.
I'm wondering what picture do you have as your profile picture?
A video from like right before I moved that got like 155,000 views. That's like the featured video.
Yeah.
You've been all over the world at your age. How'd you do that? Did you serve? I'll ask you.
Magic carpet.
If you served, well,
This guy's something else, man.
thanks for your service. I can dig that. But just because you served doesn't give you a free fucking pass. All right. When you're 34, well, you're looking pretty good for your age. You're still young.
I think he's hitting on me. Wants
I
to
think
wear my
so, too.
sword.
I got 10 years on you, bro. You know what I mean? You should recognize this shit. I just can't wrap my head around the concept.
All of your thumbnails, the pictures, the ones that we use for like booze and body cams. So they're pictures that you just took. They're like newer pictures.
Wanting to go out of somebody's way in a fashion that means less freedom for the other person, whether it's how they dress, whatever kind of content they make, what they freaking wear, whether they cut their wieners off or not. I just can't wrap my head
What
around
is his obsession with
going
Meters off.
He's
My
got an
man's hungry.
like he's mentioned it 3 or 4 times now.
going around and going out of your way to make it in a fashion, make a way that people can do less. I mean, and to me, we already have the government doing enough of that. To have my fellow American do that as well is what's really disappointing. We're supposed to stick together. You know what I mean? Despite our differences. But guys like you work with them. That's the difference.
That has been alleged.
What's crazy is that both of us, you especially, call out bad cops all the time. You don't work with them. You call it as
according to Rockford Metro Press and Crooked Cop Media.
I don't like you.
Me, Lucid, and Troll Media Group. We all actually work and are getting paid by the Rockford Police Department to cover them.
Okay.
If we are, I am not getting my cut.
I didn't
I
get
can
a
tell you that
paycheck.
right now. I have my paycheck must have got sent to the wrong. I am not working for the government.
Isn't it funny how they all have lisps too? Like a large number of them are very lispy.
What was that you had over your face? Looked like a cardboard cutout. Are you talking about my old profile picture when I was in the Navy? Yeah, it was when I was using a needle gun and I didn't have a mask, so I cut a piece of cardboard, made like little slits for eye holes, and tied a rope around it, and I was using that as a face shield.
Very good protection.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's definitely OSHA approved.
I'm just using the YouTube app. I've noticed internet's been acting a little weird.
This is when I asked him to come up on.
No, I'm not using like StreamYard or nothing. Why is my live a little weird today or something? I noticed Chili was having a weird time with his live, and it seemed like somebody else was too. Maybe it was something I was watching on Rumble, so I thought it was internet on my end. But
they pay me in bus tokens.
Oh yeah, you asked him what streaming service he uses.
Yeah, because I was trying to get the link so I could come up and be like,
no,
I'm an idiot.
Look, I'm I'm not a debater, man. I'm not a master debater. Okay, bro. You might be, you might be wittier than me, so I'm not going to get up on there to do some debating games, even if I was on StreamYard, just so you could go out of your way to try to make me look stupid. I know better than that.
He knows he can be tricked into looking stupid very easily. He doesn't want to put himself in that
I
situation.
think I accomplished that goal without getting on stream.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
But
by the way, Large Michael, if you'd want to come up on stream here, I am notorious. I'm famous for being able to hold debates fairly. So if you want to talk to Kafar, I'd be happy to mute him so you can get a word in edgeways.
And just so you guys know that there's a few more people here, don't go and harass this guy.
Exactly. We said that at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep reiterating as more people flow in.
Yeah, I'm having New York public tours on my channel on Sunday. So, I look at both sides objectively. So come on up.
On the real.
Seriously, though, my email is in my channel description. Come, email me. We'll get you up.
I'm saying, as fellow Americans, how can we go out of our way to restrict our own fellow Americans and go out of our way to help government in that? That's government's whole goal. That's how they can. It's all about control. You've got to know this. You've got to know this by now. At 34 freaking years old. Oh, maybe you don't, because honestly, it really didn't dawn on me until I think I was like 39. Truth be told, it was 39 when I really started, and then I stumbled across this First Amendment content, and then, and then it really started to have. I'm one of them people, for my mind to wrap stuff around it. It helps to have, in a sense, people to like-minded. I guess for everybody to have like-minded people that you can absorb information, because it was all foreign to me.
Here's his problem. He stumbled upon the First Amendment content, and he watched it, and he never once thought to look at the other side. He never thought once, maybe I should get all of the information and form my own decisions.
So I think I don't know if I've told this story before. I started off not necessarily on the frauditor side, but I was watching these videos on Facebook, and I'm like, why are they mad that these people are recording? You should be able to record. That's fine. And then I started watching frauditor videos, and I'm like, oh no.
We live in a society.
Is not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
He pepper sprayed a baby? No, that is not. Oh, it's my First Amendment right to blind a baby?
Mm-hmm.
That's First Amendment right? I must have missed that in the Constitution.
I stumbled across frauditors and said, oh, this will be easy money.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I have a background in this type of stuff. I'll start covering this, and that's how that went.
He is monetized because he has a join button.
There you
go. I lied earlier. He is monetized.
I mean, I always knew we had this Constitution rights, but I was one of the silly fools that thought it was our government who was supposed to protect our rights. That's why they took oaths to it. You know what I mean? And then I hit 40 and I figured out, boy, I was tricked. Man, I've been lied to. Come on, dude.
40,
I've been lied to. I've had rights taken away.
Flipped the switch on the back of his neck that shut his brain off, and he's like, Chili's a legal scholar. Oh, Long Island audit really just bested a lawyer. And it's like, that's not how that works. It's easy money by filming yourself antagonizing people. Frauditors are prank channels. They are prank channels. They are nuisance streamers.
Yep.
The more and more I watch nuisance streamers in other countries, the more I think, oh no, that's frauditing, just in a different country.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Somali camping out drunk at a 7-Eleven throwing shit at the employees. Yes. That's a frauditor thing. That's like frauditor 101.
Exactly. It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah, it turns out that's not cool.
No, and in other countries, they actually take you to jail for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My felonies were for selling weed. That's when everything went downhill. Selling weed, it's legal now here in Michigan. Do I get a reset? No. Fuck no. You know what I mean? Hell no. I mean, come on, man. This whole system's set up on being a hypocrite. You got to be a hypocrite on everything. You say I don't have no criminal record, but you never claim that you've never broke no laws. Tell me you haven't broke a law, and I'll tell you you're a liar. You just had to
Everybody's broken laws, dude. We're just not dumb enough to get caught like you.
It's not even like broke a law. I would consider, I think I jaywalked a few times while I was running yesterday,
Uh-oh.
but jaywalking is not a felony.
Straight to
You
jail.
know what I mean? Like jaywalking, like I've seen what's on his criminal record. I've seen what's on other frauditors' criminal record. Jaywalking is not those things. Jaywalking is not, selling heroin, beating your woman, stealing shit. Like,
Yeah.
I just got jaywalking. Like, my bad. And I don't even know if that's like a thing anymore.
No, I used to be addicted to heavy narcotics. I've broken laws, right? I didn't get caught because I'm not an idiot, A. And B, even if I had, I would not continue to do it and then defend my actions like I didn't do anything wrong.
They never catch the smart ones. Biggin.
Exactly.
caught for it. I'd tell that.
I've
to your
never
face.
sold drugs.
I haven't either. I've
You
never
can't
sold
walk
drugs.
out the door and have a full day out in the free fucking world and not break a law somehow on accident, whether you know it or not.
By accident, not on accident.
Oh, what was that one auditor? He said iron. Oh, what was it? I was going to look that up. Forgot. I used to think, yes, I wish they would stick to government buildings. I used to think that. Okay, but what I've come to learn is the reason the government gets away with what they're doing is because we're not educated. We don't know to stand on our rights. We don't know what our rights are. We don't know, understand, and respect our own rights. If you watch my videos, you hear me say that in the intro. Know, understand, and respect. We don't know, understand. And because we don't know that, we don't respect it neither.
Do you think it's better to educate one person at a time by harassing them in public? Or do you think it's better to educate the general public by making videos and putting them out there and not being an asshole to us and not singling out people in public? Because the way you do it, you're not doing it to educate people. You're doing it for clicks and views.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh, you've watched my videos? No, I
No.
haven't.
Nope.
No, it just so happens that I went farming for content. I found you.
It happened to be live.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. I hit 2 pages last night, 2 frauditor pages. And let me go to my real account. I'm on the reading the room one so I can see Ed. I went to his live stream because he just happened to be live streaming when I hit the YouTube button.
Mhm.
It was right there.
Yeah.
And then another page called We the Auditors 2.0. They put out a terrible question in their community post that got recommended to me again. You may film officers carrying out their duties in a public space. True, false, not sure.
True.
I put not sure because I said it depends.
It does depend on how far away you are, what they're doing.
I said time, place, and manner restrictions apply. The public forum doctrine would be a good help for you. The real answer should be sometimes.
Mhm.
And he went on for 23 comments about how I bought my channel. My channel's fake. I'm a troll. And I'm just like,
Bought your channel? How do you buy a channel?
I don't know. Apparently I bought my channel because I have 9 million views, almost 10 million views. And that means I bought my channel. And I'm just like,
Or you've been putting out content for a while.
that's right. Some of the people in chat right now, some of you are new to my channel. Some of you have literally been with me for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's weird how you would buy a channel and then just start making content with, I think I had like 12 subscribers when I started with a video from the Dubai Mall.
Mhm.
And then I got monetized because Schrodinger's cat put me on his channel. I was monetized in a month, but apparently I bought it.
I guess.
So we have to test the people. And if that takes some Karen calling the cops for her to get the education she didn't want, then so be it. It makes good entertainment.
Then you educated one Karen in Michigan. One Karen in Michigan. You're not doing anything except for restricting people's rights because they're going to start walking back those laws because you're a dick.
Yeah, it kills me that he's like, oh, it's good content. Dude, I just went to your channel. It's clearly not. There's 5 people in your chat, and one of them is having you show your ass on your live stream. Like,
Yeah.
Talks about it, It probably gave her some freaking excitement. Look, I've never seen well, I can't say I ain't seen an auditor go to a school. Schools have public places to handle public business. They have spots for that, whether kids are there or not. And that kid shit is a cop out, bro, and you know it.
No, it's not. Leave the children alone.
You're not being honest if you're not saying it is. Don't be a dishonest person, dude. You want to have the conversation. Don't be dishonest. Because I know it's a
And
cop
this
out.
and this has been him the entire
It's a
time.
fucking
Anytime I would bring up a point, he would try to make it into a conspiracy, or, oh no, that's not really happening. It's just like we've covered it the other day. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I bring up, he's gonna say it, Tyrant Terminator Audits.
I don't know who that is.
The dude's made like probably like a half dozen where he goes to a school. There were several other people. I think they actually might be in jail because they recorded at school, hasn't been back. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, this shit happens all the time, and you guys do it specifically to get a rise out of the school because the school's going to go on lockdown. The cops are going to get called. You're going to get talked to, arrested, yada, yada. And it's like, that's why you do it, not because you can. Who was it? Not Wolverine Transparency. Michigan Constitutional Crusader, one of BSBT's friends, actually got charged and convicted for running through a special ed school.
Why are we going to schools?
And he got charged and convicted for it. And it's just like, that's fucked up. You're literally targeting not only the vulnerable children, but the special ed students, the most vulnerable among us.
Yes.
Like, that's who you're shooting for. Like, really gives you the moral high ground to talk down to everybody.
All right, we got to stop pausing so much. It's
I
almost
know.
my bedtime.
straw man, and you know it.
He doesn't know what a straw man is.
Ain't none of these auditors going out of their way to video kids, and you know it. Because if there was, you'd have 100 fucking videos about it.
We do. Yes, we do have. I mean, I don't cover auditors, but there are a lot of videos about auditors filming children. A lot. I've seen a lot of them.
So this isn't funny. But I kind of chuckled because he's like, there's no frauditors recording children.
Bullshit.
And then I thought, damn, a bunch of them have been caught with kiddie porn. So yes, they're going out of their way to record children.
Yes.
Like, it's not funny, but like, your own example doesn't hold up.
Well, and I'm having Matt on Sunday, and there was a big controversy where he was filming children at a park. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
It was a big thing. It was like a parade or something. He was filming. He was like zooming in on children.
I'll go a little further on this one because it just happened. Jeffrey Sutton. I don't remember what his channel name is because he goes by a different channel name. Got caught with kiddie porn on his laptop.
Yeah.
Well, apparently for his probation or whatever, they have to look through his electronics.
Yeah.
And recently, within this month, he's back in jail not because they caught him with things, but because they found that he was intentionally hiding electronic devices and not letting them see it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that guy's in your community, not mine.
I wonder what's on those computers.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
Wouldn't you? So come on now. You're not being honest with yourself, I think. Lying to me is one thing. Lie to me all you want, dude. Don't lie to yourself. For real.
Projection.
Tyrant Terminator. He's a great auditor. He ain't out there videoing kids. You know?
Ooh.
Just got
Tyrant Terminator Audits. They're running out of names in that community, so they're just fucking throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. So Tyrant Terminator Audits. Yeah, he's gone to a couple schools.
got arrested by an idiot. You've clearly watched the videos. You didn't break no laws, but we're arresting you anyways, and they conspired and fabricated. You're not being honest, dude. Why is honesty such an issue? I mean, maybe it's your perspective. Your perspective is your honesty, I guess, right? But maybe you evaluate your perspective. Yeah, they conspired. If you do this and say it like this, or when they're all in there huddling, when you have two or more of them talking about shit like that, that is them conspiring. They were conspiring. He wants him arrested. Okay, well, They said they were charging him with one thing and charging him with another. Nothing he did was illegal, despite how they felt about it. The cop even admitted it. You didn't break the law, but you shook some
Disrupted
people up, right?
business
You
operations.
know what I mean? That is not
Is against the law.
If you're disrupting the school day, you're first of all depriving children of an education. Even if it's just for a minute, you deprive them of that minute. And it's never just for a minute, it's for a half an hour or 45 minutes or whatever it is. And leave the kids alone. Why? If you want to audit people, audit those people after the school hours are over. Audit them at 3:00. Audit them at 6 in the morning.
We've got two here. A flat earther did that one time, and I know exactly what video you were talking about, or what they're talking about. They were trying to like give them flyers during recess, and now they're banned from every school in that county and has to stay a certain distance away. I think frauditors should have to stay a certain distance away from children in general. And then Jeffrey Sutton, the guy I was just talking about, if you want to go to 1.25.
I was just doing that.
Jeffrey Sutton, his original charge, he claims that he bought a laptop from like whatever used place with these photos and videos already on it, despite the download date being after he bought the laptop.
Yeah.
Like, not only are these guys scumbags, they're really, really bad at lying.
And they think that the prosecutors are dumb. They're not dumb. They do this all the time.
It's not their first time. They've heard that before.
Yeah.
Your incapability to handle your emotions.
We really needed to run this through an AI editor and take out all the pauses. Yeah.
And have critical rational thought is not my fault. Nor should it be anybody else's fault. Not Georgia Transparency, not Pirate Terminator. You know what I mean? And that kid shit is a straw man and it's bullshit, and you know it. That's all that shit's designed to play on people's fear and emotions. Shame on people who do that.
But you calling cops domestic terrorists isn't playing on their emotions?
I think we need to get you and I are going to work on a project together. We'll do it on a overruled episode. But let's get together a comprehensive list of auditors with kiddie porn charges. And we'll go over each of them. Like, we'll just go down the line and read the charges. And we'll send it to him.
If you guys want to help me with this, I will put it on my community post. Just drop the link, or not the link, the name of every frauditor you can think of that has this. I can think of like 5 or 6 off the top of my head, but I know there's more.
And we'll just get the records, we'll read the charges, and we'll send it to him.
What talk? Have I been in what kind of talk? I missed it. News Now Houston. You know, he was one of the first people I started watching. And as an auditor, here's my problem with the News Now Houston. And all the information that I've gotten is via YouTube/government. You know what I mean? Okay. And we all know, all what, 3 of us that are here, you know what I'm saying? We know that government will lie and fabricate, and they can make up so much shit. And in the end, they can make you look guilty if you're not. And with the way they've been going after that guy for so long, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. It's one of those things. In his instance,
he was arrested.
I don't know.
Charges before he started auditing. What the flip is this guy talking about? Is he crazy? He's defending News Now Houston.
So the government placed thoughts in his own daughter's heads that he did something to them inappropriately,
preemptively.
But it's a government's fault. Like, come on.
Yes, that's the pedophile guy. Like the actual, there's a bunch of them, but this is the guy who is still in prison to this day for molesting his own.
He's on the Mount Rushmore. He's on the Mount Rushmore of frauding. He is like one of the founders of the movement.
Yeah, half of the episode that I was just talking about is going to be about him.
Yeah, the moment it happened, they tried to chisel him off that Mount Rushmore with a fucking quickness. Rogue Nation was like, no, he's not even big. He's not a founder, even though he like taught all of the Texas guys how to do it.
All of them had their chisel out, except for this dude, apparently, who thinks he's innocent.
Oh yeah.
If it is true that
he was up there fucking polishing that shit.
Yeah.
Then the dude's a scumbag, you know, but I think in his situation might be a little different. You know what I mean? We all know they can make us out to be criminals if they want to. They do it all the time. he was already convicted, 1980s and 90s. Maybe he was okay. If he was, he was. You know what I mean? But I think News Now Houston's kind of a washed up has been because of it.
Oh,
I mean, how many
okay.
cops can we find that have been convicted of rape? How many are
Oh,
out there that haven't been convicted, got away with it because of their blue line
this is the famous "I know you are, but what am I" defense.
brethren
It's what
and
about
the way they hide? You know what I'm saying? So,
in reality?
you know, Peace Dynamo, what up? Iranian, what up? Nationalist, what up? I don't think I've seen you in here.
And this is where I start
So
going in.
I
and out.
think we've all determined you're being dishonest. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're listing them here. LDOF, News Now Houston, Texas Sheepdog.
Yeah, those were people that have records, not necessarily just. Even though Jeremiah is a weird case because he allegedly sent pictures to a number that belonged to a child,
hmm
and his excuse was, "Oh, a girl that I used to cheat on my wife with used to have that number, and nobody told me, and she gave it to her kid or grandkid or whatever, and that's how it happened." And it's just like,
Yeah.
in your in your content creation, you know what you're doing is wrong. You know what I mean? You know it's wrong to work against freedom and the people, and you're doing it to make for clicks and views. I think we determined that. Have we not,
Nervous
guys?
laugh.
I mean, even my dumbass was able to weed through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what you're doing is bullshit, man. And hey, if that's the kind of content you want to make, man, you have the freedom to do it. It's just a shame that you use your freedoms to suppress freedom. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's the biggest enemy of freedom, though, is it not? Freedom and government. All right? Am I wrong? You know. I mean, hell, one's already done a background check on me. Did you go see that, dude? You know. And what's funny is he thought he was doing the community a favor, stuff that I've already talked about. I've never denied my record in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? And even in all his deep diving, all his information wasn't even 100% accurate. So that just goes to show that the government's information is not even 100% accurate. And I'm the only one that knows it's inaccurate because I know what the truth is, because he made a big deal about my middle name being D. You know, and I've never used an alias middle name. So literally, middle name, just D, just the letter D. People don't believe it. I guess it's kind of unusual. I've never seen anybody else with a single letter name. My mom's never really given me a straight answer, but maybe she has, and I've asked her, and I don't remember what her excuse was. But
Yeah. Correct, MagD5.
if you want to stop here for a minute, I'm not
Live it.
over this. I'm just tired of hearing him talk about nonsense for a hot second and then just blank out.
Yeah. The MagD5 says, and the bad police are no longer working, unlike frauditors that continue with their BS after being exposed as a chomo. Yes,
Well,
exactly.
It's one of those things where, like, if I was doing what I'm doing now,
hmm
and it came out that I committed XYZ charge,
Mhm.
I would lose my entire audience. These guys have their shit come out, not even their past, but shit they're currently doing.
Yep.
Great example. I'll talk about that in a second, and then we'll probably be done. They do this shit while they're on YouTube, and the people who are like the worst people are the best frauditors. Like the
Yeah.
people with the craziest records are the ones, because in my head, they have no other choice because
Mhm.
they have crimed their way out of being a normal person,
Yeah.
where they can't just go work at McDonald's. They can't put the fries in the bag. They can't DoorDash. Like, some of these frauditors just need to go work for DoorDash and call it a day. They'd probably make more money.
Yeah, but if they have records, don't they do? I think they do background checks.
My whole thing is that these frauditors, same sovereign citizens, not so much frauditors. These guys get in the game not to do XYZ, but because they hope one day they can get a lawsuit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And Basin Butterman, he's what's his channel? I think it might actually be just his name. I can't say his actual name because he'll just cop or privacy strike the whole video and get it taken down.
For saying his name?
Yeah. He's currently working on a felony charge because he stayed at a I want to say it's like more or less a campground with this camper.
Mhm.
Racked up $3,000 worth of like fees to camp there,
Mhm.
then just dipped out. And he's actively frauding.
So, not a victimless crime. There's some elderly couple that probably own that campground that are out that money.
$3,000, and then they got to file the reports. They're more than likely, oh, it's a civil matter,
Well, and
and
they
they're gonna.
think that even if it's a big business, even if it's KOA campgrounds, there's still a victim. Like they're like, oh well, it's just a company. Yeah, it's just a company,
They
which
don't
makes
think it's
it's still it's still a victim. When you steal from Walmart, you know what happens to the prices at Walmart? Everybody else has to pay more.
if the prices go up, the company shuts down and moves out of that city. We saw that a ton
I did a whole
recently,
episode about Walmart leaving Chicago.
and yeah, it's annoying.
It is
But yeah,
annoying. Yeah,
that's the video, folks.
that's it. We're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm falling asleep. That's good.
Will I ever cover this guy again?
Nah, unless he does something silly.
Yeah, I just don't
Hey, he might be on
see me
the
doing this.
he might be on the list when we do that video I just suggested.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Andre Sloan covers these guys. I don't know if you know who that is.
I do.
He's a recently retired police officer who just
Mhm.
digs into these guys. It's like so many of them are like, oh, you've been a scumbag for 40 years.
Yeah.
And now you're claiming to be the moral authority on the Constitution. Yet for the last 40 years, you didn't know shit about shit. And you still prove to this day that you don't know shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm going to play the booze and body cam outro because I don't have one for my regular streams. I normally just say bye and then hit off.
We
So
will
it's
see you guys back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time for an episode of Booze and Body Cams. Again on Friday for Booze and Body Cams. And then you can catch me on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern, only on my channel. And I will be, hopefully, if he doesn't dip out, talking to New York Public Tour, aka Maddie. He recently was released from prison. Speaking of auditors that commit crimes, he was recently released from prison and has agreed to come on my channel and talk about it. That's it. That's all I got.
That's the game, folks. I'm everywhere. You know where I'm at. I'm bad at this. Go hit the merch store, which will probably be in the description somewhere. Yeah, that's it. All right, bye.
Bye.